Today in lab, we will determine the mole-to-mole ratio for a reaction between sodium hypochlorite and potassium iodide.
The reaction is exothermic, so the temperature will go up as the reaction proceeds.
If more products are formed, the temperature will increase more. The volume of each reactant is varied over several trials, but the total volume and therefore the total number of moles of the reactants is kept constant.
This will allow us to find the optimal volume of each and calculate the optimal number of moles.
We will be using the laptops with Lab Pro and Temperature Probe to measure the change in temperature. Check out the How to Set Up Lab Pro with Temperature Probe video for detailed instructions.
Set the coffee cup calorimeter in the hood to help avoid spills onto the laptops. Use the same coffee cups throughout the lab to minimize error. The ring clamp helps to stabilize the cups.
The cardboard helps hold in the heat. If the hole in the board is large, stoppers are available that the temperature probes fit through.
The lab instructor will assign you data set A or B. Collect all the data for the 5 trials of that set, then share data with your neighbors.
One 50 milliliter graduated cylinder will be used to measure sodium hypochlorite only, and the other to measure potassium iodide only. Keep them straight so you don't accidentally start the reaction in the cylinder instead of the cups.
In later trials, the 10 milliliter graduated cylinder is used to measure potassium iodide when the volume is 10 milliliters or less.
For data set A, we start with 15 milliliters of sodium hypochlorite. This can cause bleaching, so avoid contact with skin or clothes. Remember to pour any excess reagent into a waste beaker or down the drain.
It never gets poured back into the reagent bottle. If you need detailed instruction of measuring out the reagents, see the How to Use Graduated Glassware video.
The sodium hypochlorite is then poured into the coffee cups.
Then measure 35 milliliters of potassium iodide and set aside.
Start collecting temperature data with just the sodium hypochlorite in the cup. It should show that the experiment will run for 180 seconds. See your lab instructor if it doesn't.
The potassium iodide is added when the collection reaches 50 seconds. Don't mix the solutions before it has started collecting data.
Work together to quickly add the potassium iodide.
If you take too long, the heat of the reaction can escape.
Continue stirring the reaction until the computer has finished collecting data for that trial.
Rinse the temperature probe between trials.
These were dilute household reagents, so the products are benign and can go down the drain. Dry the cups with a paper towel and they are ready for trial 2.
Follow the directions in your lab manual to find the initial and final temperature.
After you record the temperatures on your data sheet, reset the program for trial 2.
Complete all 5 of the trials assigned to you. Be careful to collect good data for each trial since you are going to share your data with your neighbor.
When the temperature change for all 10 trials is plotted, they should all fit together. If any trials look very far off the line, redo those trials since it will only take a few minutes.
Follow the directions to get the volume of sodium hypochlorite required for complete reaction from your graph.
This volume allows you to calculate the mole-to-mole ratio for the reaction.
Remember to complete your quiz and pre-lab assignment before arriving to lab.
Arrive on time with your lab gear or you won't be allowed to do lab.
And enjoy today's lab!